feeling a little dark and mean at the moment. Got my Maine State prisoner made hat on, knocking down a cold one at the old Supernova bar here. I ain't got good news. I ain't got good news at all. Alright, here's the deal. We keep everything. We know exactly where our fuel pumps come from, who we bought them from, when we got them, the whole 9 yards. Just because it's nice to know when you're working with multiple boats that you have exactly what you're looking for at pretty much your fingertips. So, we bought these originally from Jegs. And we've bought a lot of things from Jegs. We got the hat. We got a lot of hats. As you can see, I have my Summit hat out at the moment. Probably should turn that around because they really haven't stepped up yet, but it looks like they may. But back to the point at hand here. I did buy these. In full confession, I did buy these quite some time ago in the real world, meaning about 5.5 years ago. Now, of course, this boat, like most people know, is a trailer queen most of the time. And it probably has less than, I don't know, let's be astronomical and say 80 hours on the whole system. So I went on a hunt on Google to find anybody and anything I could on these Carters and who had issues and who didn't, whether they've been recalled, whether they're not. Long story short, I came up with a few situations where people were pointing out that according to their listings on Summit, on Jegs, on everybody else's, including Carter's website, these 4600, let's get it right, P4600 HPs are rated for a minimum of 6 pounds and between 6 and 7, and they say possibly 8. So now and this is the way it is on Jegs to this day. Summit has recently changed theirs because Carter has gone forward and updated their listing at their website, saying anywhere from 2.5 to 4.25 pounds. Now, I almost call this false advertisement, but in my situation, I am looking at Jegs, got the hat, and thinking, well, you know, it is wrong. I mean, this is it was listed as a wrong thing, and I didn't find out until I found out. But they're basically saying, yeah, it's too long, sorry, have a nice day. So I'm not very pleased because, I mean, they could have actually thrown out a discount they throw out to everybody, whoever makes a phone call and complains about everything. I think they have an automated like 15% or a free whatever. And I'm a long-term customer, but they said, nope, nothing, hands washed. Carter, on the other hand, nothing. I mean, they have just totally gone blank. They don't have anything to say. I mean, I have no way of contacting them. I have called a phone number. It doesn't actually get anywhere besides a voicemail. I, have sent emails and it goes nowhere. It just, they go out. They don't come back, but they just, again, they don't get returned in that sense. So I'm here and I'm looking at another easily $250 to replace fuel pumps. Not a good day. There's another shot of the nectar of the gods here, Coca-Cola. Anybody that knows me knows I love my Coca-Cola. But I don't know, this is a big pill to swallow. But that's where we stand with this. So, but we are going to make progress somewhere. Somehow, some way. So, onward and upward. Now tell me this ain't a giant pack of delicious freedom. Got lots of excitement out here today. I think we got ourselves a family of cardinals that have moved in, which that's pretty exciting around here. And we see them rarely, but to have 2 males sitting on the race boat and a female hanging around is very rare. Very exciting. So, after thinking long and hard about what we were going to do and what we couldn't do and what we had to do, we bit the vault last night and we bought, believe it or not, 2 more Carters. These are 4601s HPs, which require a regulator to bring their pressures down to a normal carburetor length. And they usually, they're supposed to be between 11 and 15 psi, which is fine. You know, it's easier, like they say in NASCAR, it's easier to pull the reins back than it is to push them forward. I guess that's an old horse expression, but they use it a lot in NASCAR. So that's the plan. They're on order with our filters, and we'll have to attack that again at another time, which should be in the next day or so. But until then, we have something else to play with. As usual, we always have something else to play with, and if we don't have something else to play with on this boat, we got something else to play with on another boat. But since the glorious sun has shown up, we can't take this opportunity and waste it, so we're going to do something right now just to have something completed, like always. Something every day, always. Get the job done. So let's get started. Yesterday I was watching some 4x4s on YouTube, being it was pouring down rain all day, and one of them got to talking about bash plates. Well, you're looking at a serious bash plate right here. The race boat has a 24.7 degree dead rise, which basically makes it a floating wedge. With the bow flared like it was, she was known as a wave crusher. When they found that something worked, like the 24.7 degree dead rise, back then most of the boat designers all worked on Thunderboat Row and were buddies, and weren't above borrowing ideas from one another. When somebody had a good idea, everyone had that same idea not too long after. Being they all basically worked on the same block, Thunderboat Row, and partied at all the same bars and talked all the time, they weren't above sharing ideas and sharing designs. One of them happens to be this boat here. Brownie already proved that the Donzi was a winner by winning the championship in 1967 with one. So he took a 7-meter, they chopped and channeled it, made it wider, up to almost 8 feet wide at the transom, and extended it to make it a 24-footer. Then took a carry deck and put that on top of it, and the Nova 24 was born. Not only would they take a good design and extend it, they actually made this one shorter. It's the same exact hull, same width at the transom, same strikes, 19 feet long. In the last video, we carried this box out just as it started to rain and had to carry it right back in. We've been waiting a while to do this. When we go to shows and such, we have no clue what water we're in. And this little beauty is going to take care of all that. This is our new Garmin 640 we got over the winter for a steal. We're not even going to tell you how much we paid for it. And we got to find a place to put it. Pretty fancy. I'm sure some of you were thinking, why I'd put this modern technology abomination in this 1967 classic. And I gotta say, it's for really one reason and one reason only. This is an inboard, straight up. Prop comes right out of the bottom of the keel. Not an inboard outboard, not an outboard. Where if you get in the skinny water, or what those river racers call it, you can't pick your outdrive up. You can't pick the outboard up. Can't wait for high tide. You've already done damage. And it's not good. Not good at all. Like, in a lot of cases, you may actually just sink the boat. So, when we're in strange places, we want to have at least an idea where the channel is, so we'll stay out of trouble. And the real thing is finding where to put this, but to put it someplace where it won't be seen. One perfect place for it would be right here. They actually make an insert where you would snap inside the dash and be flush with it too. The only problem is, that's a long way from the driver, who is also navigating. We're pretty sure the racing days for this boat are over, so the chances of needing a navigator are slim to none. And there's really, I mean, I'd like to put it down here, but maybe over here. And as you can see, there really isn't no other place to get something this big in the dash. So we may have to start looking at alternative places. I wonder how long it would take before it would show up. Goodbye, Mr. Blue Skies. It'd be really cool to get it mounted like something like this underneath the throttles. I mean, I could tilt it. It's upside down right now, but I mean, you can put it in backwards if you want to. It's just nothing to hold it to. And this small. It's a major idea. Another one we had is basically just mounted down here next to the seat. The only issue about mounting it there is there's a mounting plate that actually screws to the deck here, and if we have to pull the rear motor, we unbolt these with lag bolts, the seat here, and it slides forward. Get out of the way, or you're not getting the rear motor out of the boat. So that's something to consider, because you actually have to take that off too. But I kind of like it. And like I said, you can tilt this any way you want, and it's definitely not there for anybody to see when the boat's there. But I just felt drops, and I think it's time for us to go. If you like and subscribe to us, maybe we'll get something done. Not a bad haul. No IO, no outboard. You get in what they call with the ow. Hey. Why would I put this modern technology abomination inside of this classic race boat?